Hello, this is Santiago Quinones. This is my data dive to Pokemon in the Workforce. The data I use is the Ultimate Pokemon Dataset 2026. As a data scientist in the Pokemon world, I have been tasked with finding Pokemon that relate best to these three industries: for firefighters, for construction workers, and for retail workers. Pokemon stats that I'll be looking at are health, strength, defense, types, and color. Excluded Pokemon are endangered Pokemon and baby Pokemon. Endangered Pokemon because there are not enough of these Pokemon to be used in the workforce, and baby Pokemon because you cannot have babies working. For my first question, I'm asking what Pokemon would be best to help with firefighting? I believe that a water type Pokemon would be best to combat the fire, and also a Pokemon with high strength and high health. Strength to move debris, health to withstand the smoke, and also looking at defense too when it comes to falling debris. These are three of the highest rated Pokemon when it comes to adding up all three stats and graphing it. As you can see here, the Pokemon with the highest total, uh, Pokemon number 977, is Dondozo. And I believe that Dondozo would be the best Pokemon to help with firefighters. For construction working, I'm going to look for a bright yellow Pokemon to help stand out and to be easily seen, much like the yellow vest that construction workers use and yellow hat. With high strength, so they're easily can do the work of a construction worker, and also a ground, steel, or rock type Pokemon do them naturally working with um, building materials. These are six of the top candidates that we are looking at, and here's me charting the top 8 candidates. So at the highest strength, we have Archeops. So this Pokemon has very bright colors, so it's very easy to be spotted, and it has strength to move objects and do the work of construction worker. For retail workers, I am looking for a Pokemon that's in high abundance, meaning that there's enough of this Pokemon to spread around for how many retail jobs that we have. And also the shape of the Pokemon. I would like the Pokemon to look more humanoid if possible. And also, Pokemon have a natural happiness trait to them, and I would like a Pokemon that is happy and able to work with customers. Um, Height I added at the end to help narrow down the choices because there was a lot of Pokemon that had good attributes in all these traits. Height, I think, would be beneficial because the closer we are to their height, the more personal we can have more of a connection with those Pokemon. Here is a chart charting the Pokemon, their capture rate, and their size. So, capture rate explains how abundant the Pokemon are going up, and the size of the dot represents how happy the Pokemon are. So, when we add together those two stats, we get 3 Pokemon that all have the exact same height, the same happiness, and they're all humanoid. And now those Pokemon are Spinda, Audino, and Watchog. And in conclusion, Pokemon can be beneficial to the workforce in retail, construction working, firefighting, and different attributes work well with different jobs. Water types with being a firefighter, steel types and ground type with being construction workers, and happiness with being personable. And also, I learned from this that there can be more than one Pokemon that meets businesses' needs, especially when it came to retail workers. There were Pokemons that were both abundant and also just as happy as other Pokemon.